Lo. Hi there, I'm that chick with the goggles, and I am finally here to answer your questions, starting from the top. Atticus MJ asks, what's your favorite RPG? That's a tough question. I like RPGs, and if you know anything about me, RPGs are probably my favorite genre, of all games. But if I had to pick a favorite, it's probably gonna be Lunar Silver Star Story. Or Lunar 2 Eternal Blue. Probably Lunar 2 Eternal Blue because I had it first, so I played it first. Because back in the day, you just saw a game at the game store. Actually, I bought it from Walmart. I saw it at Walmart, and I was like, that is a crazy cool box. For those of you who are curious, it looks like this. This is a super cool game. It came fully packaged with all these amazing things. I think it's Working Designs that created the game. So it comes with a pendant, a map, little character things, soundtracks. And this is the first game I ever purchased that was a full fucking crazy awesome deal. And it wasn't very expensive either. And I remember begging my parents for it because I was really into anime at the time, and the packaging caught me anime, RPG, excitement. So yeah, Lunar 2 Eternal Blue is probably my all-time favorite RPG. Hands down. GRK Peckets? Have you tried Oculus Rift? No. But I think it sounds super cool, and I absolutely love the opportunity to play around with Oculus Rift. Especially with something I think Portal or something like that would be really just weird to play and super awesome to play. The Merksimmers asks, what kind of platforms do you plan on reviewing? Pretty much anything, I feel like. I've been playing a lot of Steam games, so I'm thinking I'm going to do a lot of Steam, indie games and things like that. But definitely I'm going to still do a lot of DOS games and, classic games that I think are pretty sweet that you should try and play if you hadn't played them before. Just basically going to do things that interest me. That's kind of my short-term, long-term goal right now. Christina Foster asks, cool name, by the way, what are your most fond memories of video games, and what consoles did you have growing up? Oh, man. The coolest thing, or the most awesome memory I have about video games was growing up. I had a Sega Genesis. It was my first console. Believe it or not, I was not a gamer when I was a kid. I actually just enjoyed watching my cousins and my dad and my mom play video games on my console, and I got really a lot of enjoyment out of that. But I do remember that as a whole family, we were all super obsessed with Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Really cool puzzle game. It's kind of a mix and match sort of puzzle game, and we would play it for hours, against each other, against the computer. We'd watch each other just tournament through the versus mode with the different characters and stuff like that, and I got really good at it actually, and that was probably one of the first games that I ever actively tried to play when I was little. I also had The Lion King for Sega Genesis, and that was my first game that I ever played. And I could not get past the Stampede. I couldn't get past the Stampede level when I was a kid, and so I'd never play it, and I'd make my cousin play it, and he would beat the game for me all the time, and I'd just sit him down and play it for me. Weirdest kid. XCrossX asks, will you be tackling old games, new games, or will it be a variety? Like I said earlier, probably a bit of both. I'm going to do a little bit of everything that I think is exciting and I think you'll enjoy. That's my goal. Sebastian Villagers asks, have you seen the Viz redub of Sailor Moon? Any thoughts? Yes. I've been watching everything new Sailor Moon lately. Sailor Moon Crystal, obviously, and I might do a review of it, yes. I also, I've been watching the redub, and I think it's actually really good. I think they did a really good job trying to, actually match the characters from the original Japanese dub and make it, real. And it's weird though watching it. I realize watching it dubbed now because I grew up with the Deke classic like everybody else, and so it's weird listening to the voices how they should be, and sometimes I find myself being nostalgic about it and kind of wishing that I was watching the old one. And I have actually gone back and watched the actual old dub because Sailor Moon Super S, which is nobody's favorite season, is my favorite season, and I am in love with the whole Rini Pegasus relationship, and so I'll go back and watch the dub because I like the dub of it, and I really like the way that they brought those characters to life. So that's my feeling. I really like the new dub, but I do like the old dub too. It's got its own charm. Black Mauer 207 asks, are you going to get into the Five Nights at Freddy's hype? Do you want me to? I don't know. I would definitely play it, and I've played it before by myself, but I've never played it for reaction's sake. would people be interested in watching me play Five Nights at Freddy, even though it's been kind of like beaten, you know, senseless with a stick? I'll play it. If you guys want me to play it for you, I'll play it. I'll be scared, but I'll play it. At Brian Keep Trying asks, are you planning on doing anything other than gaming? Compound question, sort of. And will you be working with other people? Yes. I definitely plan on doing more than gaming. Big plans, would like to really do a sort of like anime review sort of situation where I sit down and watch anime that you don't have to watch, because there are great anime out there and there are terrible anime out there, and I've watched both. So I would like to do sort of like a retrospective, not retrospective, but like a, like, it's not retrospective, it's like just sort of a broad sweeping of what's out right now on the market, and like the good and the bad for every season of like new anime that come out. Definitely looking forward to doing that for you guys, and absolutely willing to work with other people. I haven't really like gotten into the like contacting of anybody yet, because I'm just sort of like trying to build up sort of what I'm going to come out with. So I have a giant pile of like stuff, content, you know, to like shoosh out there before I even like make a big splash yet. So once I get like a stockpile of things out and like start really focusing on like the very specific things that I want to do, I will definitely be reaching out to other people and like playing with other people and like reviewing with other people if they want to. So that's for the future though. We'll do it though. Promise. Shadow Dancer 21B or 2LB, my handwriting is terrible if you can see, asks, what's my favorite Streets of Rage character? If I'm being honest, I've never played Streets of Rage. Don't judge me. But I would totally like to play Streets of Rage. So if anybody wants to play against me and like teach me, basically kick my ass in Streets of Rage, let's do it. One Up Dog, cool name, asks, did you draw the art for your thumbnail for that video? Referring to my previous questions asking video. Answer is yes. Actually, I am an illustrator. If you don't know about me, this is a thing that I am. Pretty much every art that I have on my pages, in my videos, I draw myself. So that's sort of like my other passion. So definitely an artist, and thank you very much. I'm going to butcher this question. Adrian Reyes Martinez asks, how much chuck could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? The short answer, not as much as you would think. The Rock Critic asks, what made you want to get back into the video making game? Not the video game making game, but the video making game. I had been watching a lot of YouTube videos lately. I realized lots of Let's Plays, lots of reviews and stuff like that. As like I was saying sort of earlier when I sort of announced that I was going to do video game reviews again, I was just sort of like, I really wish I could do that, you know, like, and then I realized I'd done it before, and so I was like, why am I wasting like my time and energy doing something I don't really like to do when I could be doing something that I love and hopefully making a living doing it? So I want to create awesome content for people. I want to connect with friends. I want to make friends. I want to just do it and like be awesome and like have fun and just, yeah, I want to win. And so I'm going to do it, and that's why I want to do it. I want to be awesome and have fun and share things and share memories, make memories, and just have an awesome time. And I had so much fun when I was doing it just as a hobby, and I decided I should be doing it as a career. So that's the goal. That's why. Johnny Funk asks, could you let's play Echo the Dolphin? Yes. When you asked that, I was just like immediately floored at the fact that I hadn't thought about that yet. And yes, I'm going to let's play Echo the Dolphin, because it's a fucking difficult game, and it's going to be fun to just like, oh, you can watch me be just wail in misery about how difficult that game is, and I'm super excited about that. It's probably going to be one of my first Twitch streams, so I'll keep you posted on that one, okay? Diana Gohan asks, is there any way to watch your old videos? Referring to like my retro game reviews of games I grew up on series with Jill of the Jungle, Duke Nukem, and all those guys. Unfortunately, I have all of those videos on an external hard drive. That external hard drive, as it is now, is not functioning properly. The power supply and stuff doesn't work right, but I'm pretty sure the hard drive is still intact. I hopefully we'll be able to extract that from my hard drive at some point. I have to take it to like a repair shop or something like that to see if I can get the hard drive read and copied, but they exist there. Hopefully they are still safe and sound there. If they aren't, I might not have any original copies of it anymore, which really makes me sad. I'm so happy about, you know, the cloud storage situation nowadays, because I don't have to worry about where my stuff is anymore. So thankfully I'll be backing everything up in the cloud, in my Google Drive, so I will have everything accessible for infinity, hopefully, unless Google just burns in a fire or something. Didn't really think about that part. But hopefully, if I can figure out how to get my videos off of my external hard drive, I will upload them to this channel, or maybe another channel if I can't figure out my monetization issue in the near future. But long story short, they exist somewhere still, so hopefully if I can get a hold of them, I will share them with you guys, because I want to, because even though they're kind of crappy, and I'm definitely aspiring to do a lot better than those were debut videos, you know, I was just sort of learning how to like do that sort of thing. So hopefully when I get my stuff together, I will post that, but don't judge me on it. Dresden Nova asks, were you a Digimon fan growing up, and who is your favorite gogglehead? Of course, I love Digimon. My favorite gogglehead is probably still, I mean, I grew up with it from season 1, so, or series 1, so I'm definitely a Tai fan. He's my favorite. Roy Jackson asks, will you reboot games I grew up on? Yes and no, I think. Like, I really want to do games that I grew up on as a part of, like, what I review, but I'm not sure if I want to make it its own separate series, or if I just want to review things that I like for Let's Just Play, for my new series, Let's Just Play. Not sure if I will reboot games I grew up on, just because, I mean, like I said, I'll be doing a lot of that within what I'm doing with my reviewing, so we'll see. I mean, if you guys really specifically want me to do games I grew up on as like a series still, I will, but I might just do something where it's just inferred that I talk about the games that I grew up on within everything else. So. Lenny Beep asks, why are you so pretty? Illusions. Son of a Glitch asks, do I plan on having guests for my Let's Plays? Yeah, definitely. I think it'll be super fun. I enjoy watching them when I'm watching Let's Plays, so I think it'll be really, really fun to have guests and like play. I really want to play Don't Starve together. That's probably one of my favorite like Steam games right now. So hopefully I can get somebody to starve with me. Not sure how good I am at like playing it with other people. I'm pretty good at it by myself, but I've really only played co-op once and I died pretty much immediately, so we'll see. Definitely gonna play with other people though. So at Ductos asks, your goggles, do they have a deeper meaning? They're trans-dimensional. John Davis Douglas Marshall asks, favorite non-Disney movie, animated movie, and why? My favorite non-Disney animated movie would probably have to be toss up between Secret of Kells and Spirited Away. Secret of Kells because I think it's just so unique from anything you see anymore in the 2D animated market. I love the like shapes and like colors and like just the overall feel of those movies. That and what's the new one? Song of the Sea. Just saw that one. If you haven't, you should. If you liked Secret of Kells, beautiful. Just like fantastic animation, fantastic soundtrack, just fantastic feel. Love those movies. Also really like Spirited Away. It was one of my first, actually it was my first Miyazaki movie that I knew was a Miyazaki movie. I think I saw Kiki's Delivery Service before that, but I didn't realize that it was anything like different than just like a regular old anime movie. But Spirited Away is probably one of my favorites, and I just love the lost, like desperate feeling that it has at the beginning, and how Chihiro grows as like a character into this like amazing, strong, powerful girl who's not afraid to do anything to save her parents. And I really love that movie. That, and I do like Howl's Moving Castle a lot, but that's just because Howl is kind of hot. But yeah, Spirited Away is probably one of my most favorites too. Ronnie Diaz 299, I think, asks, favorite game? What's my favorite game? Oh, that's a tough question. Of all time, it's probably gotta be Pokemon. I feel like if I logged more hours into any just general game out there, it's probably Pokemon. But like right now, my favorite game, well, you know what? Right now my favorite game is Don't Starve. Like, I just love the feel of it. I love like the anxiety that it induces in me. But yeah, that's probably right now. Yes, then Pokemon probably. But then RPGs, like I said, it's like Lunar. I have too many favorite games. That's a terrible question. You're a terrible person for asking that question. Just kidding. It's just a tough question. And then to follow up with that question, Internet Tab asked what was my favorite franchise, which I would probably say it's toss up. Either it's Pokemon or Final Fantasy. I just like too many games to answer that question fairly, so I don't even know how to answer that game or that question properly. Favorite breakfast? Cream of wheat. And then what do I like to do on a Saturday night? Hopefully not wait tables. That's my job right now. I'm a server, so I wait tables on Saturdays usually, Saturday nights. But if I had my way, I would be either there's this bar that just opened up in Kansas City. It's called Up Down, and it's an arcade bar. So if I had to pick, I like to play video games on Saturday nights, and I like to go drinking on Saturday nights because I like to drink. Sorry. Don't drink, kids. Drinking is bad. But do it responsibly if you're gonna do it. But anyway, like going to Up Down is super awesome because it's tokens, a quarter a game for all the games. They have every single retro game that you could like dream to imagine, like Joust or my favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, which is always busy, and every single time I get an opportunity to play it, I play it, and that's probably like an ideal Saturday night for me if I had to say. Yeah, for sure. I Eat All the Candy asks, did you ever work on a cartoon? Yes, I have animated I did like a 30-second animation as part of my final for animation class when I was in college, and it's about popcorn. I'll leave a link in the description, so if you want to watch it, you can watch it. It's not very good, but it's not very bad. It's just really, it was my very first animation class ever, and it was 2D, like hand-drawn animation, and I took it my second semester senior year while I was doing my thesis. Terrible idea, so I just did not sleep ever, and I drew and I drew and I drew and I drew, and I have like a newfound appreciation for 2D animation. It always makes me sad, if I'm going to like preach for a second, it always makes me sad to think about the fact that, like, you know, Studio Ghibli is closing and Disney closed their 2D animation department. It makes me sad to think about the fact that 2D animation is kind of like a dying animation, and I really hope, and I know there's a lot of independent projects out there that are like working on like 2D, I can't think of the name right now, but it's like a steampunk anime, or not an anime, but like a cartoon movie, I think it is, but they're trying to like do just traditional 2D animation, and I really admire that, and I hope that as a, you know, society, we don't completely forget about 2D animation, because it's fantastic and challenging and amazing what people can do with it. Yeah, that was long, wasn't it? Catherine, I can't write English well, so I'll make sure I put it in the actual video, asks me, what are some games and anime I am excited to talk about? Spoilers. And then this is a compound question, because a lot of people have been asking this one, and I will try and put every single question asker in the video so that I make sure and mention everybody who asked it. But everybody wants to know, will I be working with that guy with the glasses again? Long story short, I have not asked to work with him yet. I've not been approached yet, but I'm not like opposed to the idea. I'm just, like I said, trying to get as much content pre-produced as possible so that I have a working bank, so I don't run into the problem that I had when I was in college, where I wanted to make videos but I didn't have time to make videos. So I want to make sure I just like make a lot of videos and have like a release schedule and like just like a bank to work from before I really approach anybody else. Just sort of starting from the ground up in a weird way. So I want to make sure, yeah, I have somewhere, a foundation to start with before I start asking about working with other people. So, but hopefully someday I would like to collaborate with all of my old friends. You know, I miss Paul and I miss Benzai. I want to do stuff with those guys again. So hopefully I will. And yeah, I think that's all the questions. If I did not answer your question, it probably wasn't personal. except for you. You know who you are. Try and do it again sometime. Like maybe once I actually get doing some videos and stuff and actually have more things that you can ask me stuff about, because I feel like a lot of people don't actually even know who I really am yet. So after I have had an opportunity to win you guys over with my awesome rapport, we will make more videos and ask some more questions and have more fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This is my first time doing anything like this, so I'll be doing it in the future. And thank you so much for watching. I am that chick with the goggles, so I'll see you soon.